Let's say that you're walking across the countryside and you come across a river or a valley or a railway cutting, and you want to know how far it is to the other side. How wide is it? There is a very simple method to do this, but how accurately you can measure it will depend on what equipment you've got. But if you just want a quick estimate, you don't need any equipment, nothing at all. So let's go through two scenarios. The first is that you don't have any equipment, and after that we'll look at how to get a more accurate measurement to the other side using a compass. Okay, I'll use this small valley behind me to demonstrate, but this could be a large valley, it could be a river or anything else. So let's give it a go and we'll go through the basics. So the first thing we need to do is identify something on the far side of the valley or the river or whatever it is. The main thing about this is it has to be something that you're not going to forget. So I'm going to use that tree that hopefully you can see on the far side of this little valley with a stream in the base of it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to point my arm directly at it and make sure, I may have to move slightly down until the tree or whatever you're using is exactly in front of you. The next thing to do, you'll have to practice this little bit. I'll point at you so you can see what I'm doing. I'll come up here a bit. I'm going to hold my arm so it's straight out in front of me like this, and I'm going to then move this other arm until it's halfway between 90 degrees and straight forward. So it's going to be at 45 degrees. So it's like this. Maybe an idea to fully open your arm and then bring it halfway back. So that is 45 degrees very approximately. So it's like this and there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm now standing directly across from the tree. I'm going to walk down the riverbank or the valley side or whatever it is until my 45-degree arm is pointing directly at the object, which I hopefully remember, that tree. I'm going to count my double paces as I go down the side of the valley. I'll go through that in a minute. So pacing. So don't forget, like this to there. So here we go. There. So that's now straight in front of me. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's not right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's it. So now the tree is directly at 45 degrees from my position, and I walked 8 paces down the valley. Now, please don't write obnoxious comments. I'm going to generalize now. Most men, when they walk between 60 and 65 paces, double paces, for every 100 meters. Most women will do somewhere between 68 and 72. As I said, that's a very broad generalization because people are taller, shorter, they have different walking gaits, the terrain's different, so take that as that. Rather than trying to work out what your exact paces are, if you're not quite sure, if you work on each double pace is 1.5 meters. It makes life so much easier. So I walked 8 paces down there. So in other words, I walked 12 meters. And when I was 12 meters down the bank, the tree was at exactly 45 degrees from my position. Okay? So that means from here, where I started, to the tree is 12 meters. So 45 degrees, yeah, 12 meters. How simple is that? Just literally walk down the bank and point at something. Now, obviously, let me just pick this up. You can make this much more precise by using one of these. You can use a compass. Just walk down the bank until the tree is 45 degrees from wherever you're stood. And that will give you a more exact 45-degree angle. But This is only a generalization because people walk at different paces. You know, the terrain's different. Lots of things can affect this, so it's just an approximation. If you want an exact measurement, then this is not the way to do it. Surveyors wouldn't do this. Well, they would use angles, but let's not go there. So I'll tell you what we'll do though, just out of interest. I've brought one of these with me, and I've not actually done this yet. Let's test it and see how far it actually is across the river. Bear with me, I'll just go and set it up. I need something to tie the end. Here we go. So we'll use this tree, and let's tie off 1 meter from here, and let's go across the other. Oh, now there is actually a stream in the bottom of this valley, so if I fall in, this will be my most popular video ever. Hopefully I shan't. Right, here we go. So let's have a look. Pull it reasonably tight, and I have got, hopefully, I don't know if you can see that, I've got 44 feet, which is just under 13 meters. Oh, sorry, just over 13 meters. Minus the 1 meter that I tied round the tree. So it actually does come out at 12 meters. So it actually does work. So my 45-degree angle told me it was 12 meters from walking down the bank, and the tape measure confirms it. So it does work. Would I rely on this with using ropes and everything? No. It's just an estimation, bear that in mind. Anyway, thanks for watching.